Hello, Dr. Lisa Fost here with Diversify RX, and I want to talk about 5 common mistakes that I see pharmacy owners and marketers making whenever they are doctor detailing. So, number 1 is you bring food to the office. Now, food isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just probably not the best thing that you could be bringing to the office. One, it's quickly eaten and either tossed out that day, and then it's quickly forgotten. So while you can bring food, you just also want to bring something either additional or better off something just different instead of. And so what I recommend is for you to bring OTCs to stock the, doctor's office with acetaminophen, ibuprofen, all those kinds of things. Make sure you have your pharmacy information on those bottles. You can easily do that with like Avery labels. You can add your information on there. Bring in highlighters. Highlighters are something that every doctor's offices use, and they're always running out. Clipboards. One of our great pharmacies, TrueMed with Truman Warren, made a beautiful branded clipboard through Promo Sons that has gotten him tons of new businesses from his doctors. Those reusable hot cold packs that you can have branded with your pharmacy's name. There's just lots of things that you can be bringing to doctors' offices that you could do that's probably a little better from food, and at least in addition to food, if you do bring food, because it will be gone in less than 24 hours. You can get branded items at Promo Sons. That's my favorite place. You can email Jessica at promosons.com. They have the largest variety selection. She has fantastic prices and can really get your stuff branded on anything. And she'll even help you find and think of some unique things that maybe you hadn't thought of before. So think of something better to bring other than food. Now, the number 2 most common mistake I see is you ask to talk to the doctor first. I made this mistake when I first started visiting doctors' offices. I thought talking to the doctor was like the top of the pyramid, like that's who you needed to go. I soon realized, though, that the doctor doesn't really have anything to do with what pharmacy they work with, and certainly not even handing the prescriptions to the patients. A lot of times, the doctors will go in, see the visit, leave, and then they'll write up all their notes, write up the prescription, hand it to their assistant, and then the assistant or nurse comes back in, hands a prescription, and sends the patient on their way. And so it's that point that a lot of times is when a referral can take place. So instead of asking to talk to the doctor, build a relationship with the front office staff, make them feel really important. I love the look on their faces whenever I've gone to doctors' offices and they say, "Oh, you're here to see Dr. Smith?" I say, "No, I'm actually here to talk to you." And they're like, "Oh, well, what do you want to talk to me about?" It's like, "Well, I just want to talk to you. Like, you work with pharmacies and patients, how can we help you make your day better?" And so it really does make a difference. Certainly there can be some cases where you actually need to talk to the doctor. There might be a clinical issue or something like that. But when you're just marketing and really striving for pharmacy growth, you want to build strong relationships with the people that surround the physician, because that's going to probably have more influence on who ultimately that office kind of partners with, and even who that doctor will refer to. Is he will rely on his office staff. Get them to love you as much as you love them, and they will do the heavy lifting. Some of the best times that you can help the office staff, when they need prescriptions or they have a problem, you go in above and beyond for them, and they will then love you and they will freely promote you and do a lot of that heavy lifting. So don't forget that those people are humans too. They probably have prescriptions, they probably have needs. So anything you can do to help them is going to make their life better and make them promote you even better. All right, number 3 is you bring in flyers to the doctor's offices. Now, as a marketing geek, I love flyers. Flyers are very useful, but what happens in a doctor's office if you bring, a stack of 50 flyers? They're a big sheet of paper. It's kind of awkward to find a place on the counter for them. They fall off the counter. They fly everywhere. It's just not ideal situation. And so there is a better alternative than what you can bring for flyers. Instead of flyers, bring bounce back coupons that are on a tear off pad. I like doing the bounce back coupons in the size of 1/3 of a page. So instead of a big flyer, it's a nice little long rectangle, almost kind of like a large dollar bill. but they're on a tear off pad. And so even if it falls off the counter, it gets knocked down, they're not going to fly out everywhere. They're all on a glue pad, so they're all stuck together. It fits nicely in a jacket pocket or in a scrub pocket, so that, as they walk around the office, they can take your bounce back coupons information with them. As they're taking in that prescription to the patient, they can already have your coupons in your pocket, pull it out, tear one off, hand it to the patient. And so while there is a time and place for flyers, dropping off stacks of flyers at doctor's offices is probably not going to be very effective. They're probably going to end up in the trash, and the doctor's office is going to be too nice to tell you that they really don't want them. So come up with something better. I always told doctor's offices, hey, I'm a small business owner. I'm paying for all of this marketing material. If you don't like this, tell me what you want instead. And that's really where I started to find out that doctor's office hated flyers. So don't be afraid to bring something different or just to ask your offices what they would like instead. Now, the number 4 most common mistake I see is you talk about yourself, and I mean the pharmacy. And you might be thinking, well, what am I supposed to talk about? A lot of times marketers come in and they just start saying, oh, well, I'm from ABC Pharmacy down the street and we have free delivery and we fill prescriptions fast and we're open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they just kind of like lay it all out there. And so it's really important that you first ask questions. You want to be almost like a private investigator when you go to these doctors' offices, because you want to find out what their pain points are. That way, when you do talk about yourself, it's something very specific and it's very solution oriented to what that doctor's office staff just said is their problem. So you want to ask questions and solve their problems with your unique services instead of just having a monologue where you talk about all of the benefits of the pharmacy, because some of that just they may like it, they might enjoy it, but they may not be in that frame of mind. They might be trying to put out a fire over here and you're talking about something else. And so it's really important that you always ask questions and come from the standpoint of trying to solve a problem rather than just list all of the things that your pharmacy is awesome about. So really try to ask questions. Don't really talk about yourself as the pharmacy unless you're offering up very specific solutions. And number 5 is tied very closely to number 4, is that you just word vomit. Kind of what I did before. It's like, hey, I'm from ABC Pharmacy down the street. We're really awesome. We serve a lot of your patients. We're open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We offer free delivery. And it's like you just have this recording and that just people tune it out. They tune it out the moment that it starts feeling rehearsed or memorized or those kinds of things. And so instead, you want to focus on very specific benefits. You can go back to the anatomy of a doctor detailing visit for some of those kind of very specific things. Why are you going into the doctor's office? Don't just go in there for no reason at all. You need to have an external reason that you can say, hey, I'm stopping by today because I want to tell you about this new service. And you want to be very specific. Ask them what their patient's problems are, ask them what their problems are, but you want to be doing less of the talking and more of the listening, and that really develops the relationship much further and much deeper with these doctors' offices. So those are my 5 most common mistakes that I see pharmacy owners do. Don't worry if you make these, you're not alone. I have certainly made them a lot in my career, and it's taken a lot of years to kind of get out of some of those bad habits, because that's what they become bad habits. So put in a little effort and try to be a little different, and that will help you grow those relationships even better. So if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to contact me. I am Dr. Lisa Fost with Diversify RX. You can send me an email at info@diversifyrx.com, or feel free to head on over to our website where you can download tons of resources, read our blog, or access our YouTube channel, any of those kinds of great things that'll help you dramatically increase your profits. The website is diversifyrx.com. I hope you've enjoyed the doctor detailing and some of these tips and tricks, and enjoy pharmacy growth and pharmacy marketing, and best of luck to you.